Tell me what we're talking about. Since you're the topic master.
I'm not the topic master. However, I've come up with a plan for what this is going to be. Right?
This no longer feels like a podcast. I feel like we're in a work meeting.
No, right, okay. I've got a plan. Essentially, I've spent a lot of money on a controller for Tekken. And now I need...
Are you going to explain how much you spent?
£300. It is just £300.
It wasn't 300, it was 34 something.
Oh yeah, it was, you're right.
I know it was, because I remember you telling me in...
Oh, bollocks.
Okay,
anyway,
wrong.
No, right. So I've clearly spent enough money on this game, and we both enjoy the game, so I thought we could have a weekly podcast where we generally talk about gaming or any other topic that we want to talk about. But every week we come down and end the podcast with a 1v1 battle on Tekken.
As much as I agree with that, I feel like you can't just have a game of Tekken. You need to put a display, like, you need to record the game.
Oh, yeah, I will. I've got that planned out, don't worry. We're going to play it on Steam Deck. I brought my controller.
What, today?
Yep. You're going to plug your controller into this, and we're going to play it on that screen. Just one game, straight up. Whoever wins this episode of the podcast. Okay. And we do it just one shot at the end of the podcast. Yeah. And then we, continually just add up the score as we go through.
So we're going to have a regular... So we'll talk about different series, different...
Yeah, pretty much just generally a gaming topic related.
But we'll end on a podcast. We'll end on a Tekken note.
But there'll be constant Tekken notes because one, I'm really interested in Tekken. As you know, I've been putting a fuck ton of hours into Tekken recently.
Yeah, I shouldn't have introduced you to it again. Life has dramatically changed for you because of this.
I'm nearing 300 hours on Tekken 8 now.
How?
It's a lot of hours that I've been putting into this game. But I'm still pathetic at it, I would say. I'm still not very good.
Aren't you in the higher ranks?
No. I'm in, what am I now? Mighty Ruler at the minute.
Yeah, that's the higher ranks. Is that not the start of the higher ranks?
It depends who you talk to, apparently.
I don't
some people you see and they're like, oh yeah, as soon as you get into red ranks, then you're considered the better player. But then I see other people and they're like, oh yeah, red ranks is still just chaos, small people that don't know what they're doing kind of thing, you know? So it depends on who you talk to and how professional they are at Tekken and how long they've been playing. But so that's the general idea of what I want this podcast to be. Just general topic or whatever, but at the end of the podcast, which I'm considering to be about an hour long, at the end of the podcast, me, you, one fight. One fight.
So
just one fight. Two rounds.
2 rounds.
Yeah, first to 2. One fight. Whoever wins that episode of the podcast.
And we're keeping a tally.
And we'll keep a tally throughout the entire thing.
I presume you're going to do it a bit like how Rocket League and Fortnite do seasons, perhaps. There's a 12 weeks or 15 weeks and then a prize at the end of it.
I don't know.
Sets, maybe?
I don't know, I haven't thought that far.
Okay. Your thought process didn't get quite far.
My brain went...
Tekken.
yeah, pretty much. That's what my brain did. And I was like, Tekken. If I can convince Luke to play Tekken more.
I do need to play it more.
So that's the thing. That's why I'm interested in this. Because one, I'm super hyped about Tekken at the minute, as you know. I'm playing Tekken every day. Literally. So if we're doing weekly, this is the fight of the week for us, then I feel like you're going to be more invested because you get quite competitive.
Too competitive. Yeah, I'm down for that. Quite interestingly, though, I was looking into... so you've got the Razer. Is it the Razer? The pad that you use.
It is Razer. I can't remember what it's called. The Razer something.
We'll confirm that in our later.
Yeah, the hitboxy type thing. It's just buttons. Yeah. So it hasn't got stick.
but I've been looking at ones with the stick.
Yeah.
And I think I might end up getting one pretty soon. Because, so cost is an element I was considering.
It is
But
definitely.
strangely, I was looking at the Tekken 8 one, which was, I think it was like a couple hundred, £230 or something like that. But they do the exact same model, but like the Street Fighter edition, which is like £80 cheaper.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then I realised what the difference was. I thought maybe it's like the button. No, it's a fucking skin.
Yeah, it's literally just
I
like
didn't
a
realise
sticker
you
or
could
something,
take
or like
it, you could
etched.
take it off. And I
Oh,
was like,
really?
yeah.
I thought it was like
actually-
etched in properly. No, it's just like you can straight take it off.
Because you can buy the plain one as well, and I was just like, that's a lot of money for what that is. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. So,
Like, how much have you looked into them? Because when I was looking into the sticks, there was like, there's different gates on them. So you can get like the square gate. So if you hit the diagonal, you're going into the corner of a square. Or you can get the like octagon. So it's like you go into the octagon corner, if you know what I mean.
whatever I answer, it's not going to be as much detail as you've looked into it. So I don't know.
Like
why
I
you've
said,
asked me
a
that
bad
question.
addiction going on.
There are worse addictions to have, I'll give you that. Clearly not as much.
Yeah, like
really
they've
like
got
just to-
they've got like different manufacturers and stuff. Like Sanwa, I think, are good ones.
I'd
they're
like
more
just
solid
to
buttons.
try one. So the one that I was looking at, is it Hori? Because they do a lot
Yeah.
of controller stuff, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Switch, they do the Eco
Yeah.
handles as well, which I've got, so quite nice in all fairness. So I definitely would like to try one if I can, but there aren't many people who play Tekken around here, around us, so to the same degree.
Well, no,
perhaps.
they probably do. We just probably haven't found the community.
Oh, there are communities out there. I just don't think they're going to be where we are. But that being said, I also question how invested that each person is in that community. Whether they're willing to, as you put it, buy a control unit with £340.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Right, look, right, okay, here's my reasoning. I think I've told you this already.
So
But my
it-
reasoning behind buying the controller.
So I get that the controller, there's like a lifespan to each button. Like
Yeah, exactly.
5,000 presses,
So
something like that.
I bought the, what was it? The what's the fucking Bethesda game? There's too many Starfield. So I bought the Starfield controller just to replace my normal everyday controller, and then I started playing Tekken pretty recently after I bought it, maybe like 3 weeks after or something like that, 4 weeks.
Can I put a pause on you there?
Yeah.
I am not prepared to cover Starfield in this podcast. Given how empty the game was.
Don't even start.
It would be a 10-minute
Don't even
podcast
start,
of me
don't even
bitching,
start.
and that would be the end of it.
I'm thankful that I got it for free with my graphics card, so I didn't
it
technically
was
buy
on-
the game.
I got it on the Game Pass.
Oh,
it's on
right,
there.
okay, fair.
But I know people who bought the game and,
Just mass disappointment.
well, they never got far.
Hmm.
They didn't get far enough in the game to get disappointed because it was so empty.
It is unbelievably empty. But anyway, back on controller. So it was like a few weeks after I bought this controller, and then I started getting really into Tekken. And now my controller's kind of broke. Like if I so like as a defense, hold left to block and release left, it will hold left. Like
Just
and
like
if I do like a diagonal back or something like that, it'll hold that back when I try to like click something else.
Yeah,
it's
that's not a good
it's
sign.
just fucked, yeah. And then when I press like X or something for just a jab, it literally just like doesn't register. So it might be okay for me to just play like everyday games, but for Tekken, when you need that like really fast precision and everything like that, it's just fucked.
It's all based on frames, isn't it?
Yeah.
So at least you can work within that scope a bit easier, really.
Yeah.
The other thing with that sort of your controller breaking as well, I was going to ask. Obviously, the buttons have like a lifespan, as it were.
Yeah.
Does the sticks have the same sort of concept to them?
Well, that's why you want to get a controller where these things are replaceable.
Yeah.
Like the ones obviously for fighting, like the stick and buttons and everything, they're going to be better built than like just the Xbox controller. But you want to make sure you get one where you can like open it up and replace the buttons pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you can buy the buttons for fairly cheap. So rather than buying a full controller again, you're just replacing the button or the switch gauge or
I suppose
whatever.
it's cheaper and more economical to make that investment then.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my main reasoning why I bought one.
Did I just justify it for you?
Yes. One, I was like, I've fucked one controller already within like 2 months. Not even that, I don't think. So considering they're like 60 quid each now, which is insane.
Yeah.
Not as insane as the fucking PS5 Pro controller, but
That's like 200,
that's
isn't it?
madness.
It looks nice though.
It's not worth it.
So someone who's got the Xbox, the
Xbox Elite.
the
I
Elite
like that
Series
controller. That's still expensive though. But
not on that level of expensive.
yeah, not on. No,
But
the PlayStation one's more. I think you haven't got your. Is that charged?
No, it's not charged.
It would be,
But
yeah, it'd be
no,
nice
I
to
know.
Google
So
some
the
stuff,
Elite
but-
is like 140, 50.
140 or something.
Whereas
yeah, I
like
think.
the PS one is like 200. It might be just be 200 or 220.
Yeah, that's an insane price.
The only thing I would say with the Elite is that they're really good, but like the precision element is like much better than the standard controller. But I wouldn't say it's like perfect either.
No, yeah.
And the leather.
I
is
do
the
like
biggest
it.
thing.
It is much nicer than
Yeah.
a normal controller.
It's also a bit of a weapon because it's got some weight to it.
Yeah.
It's like
Didn't you
know,
wouldn't you having issues with it? Didn't you say it was like starting to break?
the leather's coming off. So I've
really?
had two.
Is it leather?
I've
or is
gone
it rubber?
through two. Sorry, not leather. Yeah, it's
Rubber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why am I calling it? That would be a
Don't
fucking
know, that'd be
sick.
insane.
That would be
Yeah.
such a good concept for a
Imagine it
controller.
soaking in the sweat though.
Yeah, but that's just to show the experience and the life that we've gone through.
I am
Like-
a true gamer. I've got a sweaty controller.
And you know when like the leather cracks appear, like that's seen some action. That's seen war.
No, you're not going to get that though. You're just going to get moist leather. You're not going to get dried cracks.
It's going to be like as well when you get like off a leather, like you know when you sit like a chair that's leather, like your skin just suctions to it slightly. It's going to be like out of your hand.
It'll be grim, man.
But so yeah, it's rubber. But it came off from the last one I had.
Yeah, because I bought the like the customizable one, which had the rubber on it, and that rubber came off fairly quick as well.
Yours was different though, so they had labs, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, the Microsoft Labs one.
have they closed that now? Because
I think they've reopened it now. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah.
If that's like a personalised one to the what's it called? The Elite 2 standards of the controller, then I think it's worth doing that with them. Because it's like your own touch. The only thing is I wonder how long
it was
it
like
last.
70 quid or something, I think the Labs one was.
It's going to be more than that for an Elite.
Yeah. But I don't know, I think it's just it's the unfortunate like rubber attaching to plastic essentially. Like whatever you're doing there, if it's just glue or like folded around in any way, shape or form, the rubber's going to expand, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just like it's never going to last. It's just
But-
nice to have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get some use out of it before the sign show.
Yeah, but
And I
like if you're
suppose-
spending that much on a controller, it's just like fucking shit if it's breaking after like how long have you had it now? A year?
Probably longer.
Oh really?
Well, no, because I
would
replaced
say like
it.
a year.
Maybe a year and a bit.
Yeah.
But I did send the original one off saying obviously I've got this problem, and they were pretty quick in sorting it out for me.
Direct with Microsoft.
Yes, so I logged a ticket thing
Yeah.
on through the Xbox on the actual system. I did pay I want to say like 30 quid
Yeah.
just for it to be sort of repaired and looked at. Partly my own fault involving super glue and me trying to fix it myself. So which I accidentally super glued the trigger down.
Nice.
Completely fucked it. So I paid the price of my own stupidity, I'll admit. But they did sort it out pretty promptly.
Did
But
they actually? What? So they saw that it was super glued.
They just sent me a new one.
Oh wow. Okay.
But
Maybe
like-
they just didn't look at it then, because I feel like most companies would look at it and be like, "Well, you've just fucked with this, so we're not going to fix it for
the
you."
leather came off. The rubber came off,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, all I've got to do is glue it back down."
Yeah.
But the glue just sort of spread the moment I pushed the rubber back into it.
Yeah.
So I can confirm that Gorilla Glue is very good at sticking things together.
Gorilla Glue is currently holding my car together.
It's a good brand, I'll give it that. They know what they're doing with that shit.
Right, no, like, going slightly off topic. Came back from Scotland. I wanted to hold this back until we started talking on a recording. I went to Scotland for a week. Literally within the first hour of driving to Scotland, popped tyre. Yeah. So yeah, instantly on the side of the road calling like RAC to come out to replace my tyre. 2 days later, I had to replace the other tyre.
How?
Right? So, well, the second one wasn't, I guess, completely necessary, but it was very bold.
Are we so I thought Patrick Stewart ball?
Like it was bad. Like the dude that came out to fix my one tire took it off, and he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty bold, man."
Formula One tire going there.
Yeah, I should probably replace it. And he was like, "Oh, I'll just go get to the garage or whatever." So as I was driving around there, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be driving around Scotland all week. The roads are going to be probably a bit rough. I should probably get the other one done because it's as bold." So I replaced the second tyre. So that's already 2 tyres are replaced on this journey. Then, a few days later, we were in the middle of fucking nowhere up Scotland, and a truck comes the other way on the road, chips up a fucking stone, smashes straight into my windshield, right?
Right.
Huge bang. I was like, oh god, that was really loud. Didn't notice anything weird. Drove on for maybe like 5-10 more minutes, and then a huge crack starts spreading from behind my mirror.
Oh my god.
So I looked up like quickly, and there was like a huge chip out of the glass, a crack going up like behind the like black stickery part of the top of the window, and then it was like coming and spreading down into my view. So I was like, oh no, this is like the worst spot for me to break. So I started looking up then on my phone. I was like, oh, where can I get windshield replaced or like fixed or repaired or whatever? We were 2.5 hours away from any garage.
Oh man. It's a hell of a trip.
Right, yeah. So we were an hour away from a supermarket. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to have to drive to a supermarket, get some super glue.
Oh.
Just like put it down and like hopefully it just holds something, you know, while I try to drive further to get it actually repaired. So yeah, I've currently got super glue on my windshield, just holding the glass together, hoping that it doesn't.
How many days ago was that?
So I was planning to get it replaced whilst we were in Scotland.
I like how you've jumped to my actual question, knowing where I was going with it.
I was supposed to fix it promptly. However, the super glue held quite well. So then I was like, oh fuck it, I'll just drive home.
That could like shatter at any point.
At any point, yeah. So
but you know, the money you spent on a windshield could be invested in Tekken, so
exactly. Okay. Now you're thinking this is how my brain works.
Priorities, obviously.
But yeah,
I'd probably get that replaced.
I was meaning to do it yesterday, and then I played Tekken. Forgot about it.
I came back into it.
Yeah.
Like a really important job, and like Tekken's quite important as well.
Tekken is quite important.
So you really do have an addiction.
Oh,
I'm
it's
worried
bad, man. It's quite bad.
Is it rehab for Tekken addictions?
I can't. I don't know. Like, there's something about Tekken 8 which I'm so invested in. What
I love is that when we first... So I downloaded Tekken 7, didn't I? This must have been last year.
Yeah, just like randomly at some point, didn't you?
It was... I think I got it for like £5 on like an Xbox sale.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't played this in ages. And I remember you came over, played it, and I don't know. I think I remember you saying, I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, my parents took this game away from me for some reason.
Like genuinely, and I got banned pretty much from playing games because of Tekken. Because it hyped me up.
Now I see where they were going with
it. yeah. So literally, as a kid, so imagine like, I don't know, it must have been Tekken 2 or Tekken 3. So I don't know how old I would have been then.
A kid.
I was,
Let's just say
kid, like 10 or something. And I would play Tekken, and I would get so hyped about the fights that when I came off the console, I would jump around the room and I'd be like, yo, mum, I was fighting this guy. And I did this insane combo and I like did loads of damage and then he almost got me, but I blocked it. And then I did this spin kick and I would like jump off of the sofa and do like the spin kick, like hyped up child beyond belief. And my mum was just like, I think we need to get you to have breaks. And then from that point forward, they would only allow me on the console for literally like an hour at a time. Which was pain because I was really into Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy trying to play for an hour and progress to the next save point, I could never do it.
Which Final Fantasy was that then?
The one I remember majorly with that being an issue was Final Fantasy X. There was a point. Yeah. There was a point where you're leaving, literally just after the scene with the laughing scene. That scene.
That meme, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just after that, you go down like a highway for like ages.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you're constantly getting battled and stuff like that. It would always be more than an hour for me, and I could never get to the next save point. So I was just stuck on that road for fucking ages. And I was just like, Mum, just please, just let me play like half an hour longer, and then I could get to the save point. Nah, she wasn't having any of it. It was horrific, dude. I hated it so much.
Yeah, I never had that issue. Yeah. Although I did have a similar thing where I was only allowed on it for like an hour and a half, I guess. But it was never because I was doing spinning kicks in the living room. Like,
it wasn't because you were just
killing my brother and sister doing something stupid.
Yeah.
It was just, I remember when I was a kid, there was like the main living room and the TV, which like the parents watched, was there. And in the dining room in the corner was like an old box TV. And that's what the PlayStation that I had was hooked up to. And I just remember having that like for an hour and a half or whatever after school. And then like having to do something else.
Yeah. Oh man, see, like thinking about just the PlayStation 1 and playing that just brings back so many memories like instantly.
Well, are you doing stupid things by the sound of it?
I mean, yeah, probably. But I used to play FIFA. This memory always comes back to me because I was at my nan's house, and I would have this like really shit chair behind my Bamps main chair where you would watch TV, and I would sit in this chair and I would have that little like box screen, awful screen, just really deep, just little box thing, and I was playing FIFA on it. Like 98 or something like that, FIFA 98 or something. And in that game, you could literally, no matter what was happening, you could come across the bottom of the screen, like, I don't even know the wording, but like chip it over, like cross it over, and then the guy would do like a backflip kick to kick it in, like a
bicycle kick, yeah.
Yeah, so every time you did that, pretty much guaranteed goal because like the game just didn't know how to deal with it, or like the AI wasn't smart enough to see that this was what you were gonna fucking do all the time. So I was at like 94-0.
That's a
94-0, yeah. And then my nan comes along and just fucking unplugs the console and then plugs in my like the vacuum cleaner or something to start doing some cleaning. I'm like, Nan, you have no idea. I was nearly at 100-0. Like it meant nothing. But like to me, as like the child playing it, it was like it was the one thing I was like, oh my god, I was doing so fucking well, and then you've just unplugged me.
That must be like the origin of pluggers, really. You'll now start doing that tradition.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like if you're playing ranked on Tekken or whatever, maybe someone's nan is coming along and just unplugging it.
Yeah.
Literally unplugging.
That would explain why there's so many out there. Like, there's just...
Yeah, I know.
Nans are lunatics, apparently. Like, they'll just do anything.
Dude, what I'm finding really amusing at the moment is people, like, you're having a close battle and you've got, like, you've got one round to win between you, and then you've got maybe, like, 25% health left.
Yeah.
He's winning in some way, got you in a combo, but, like, he drops it, and then you kill him so quickly, they try to plug, but miss it.
Too late.
Yeah, too late, and then it's like, I've got the win already, so fuck you, dude. But yeah, they're seriously irritating. I haven't seen many now, but I don't know if that's because I'm at the higher rank now. Probably see it.
Well, I've not come across many in a long time.
Have you not?
No, it's... I don't know whether, like, who is it? Bandai Namco, whether they're trying to sort something out or.
It's Tekken Project or something they're called, the devs, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they're trying to sort something out, but
Maybe.
although
Or just Harada
not that
himself.
they're reliable to begin with, because they nerf characters, but they're not nerfing the right characters.
No, they're buffing the ones that need nerfs.
The favourite one is like Dragunov.
Dragunov
He's,
at the
so
minute
overpowered in every way.
is ridiculous.
And I always see like memes and like TikToks and reels of it, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that people are just begging, just nerf him so he's like the other characters, and like, we got you covered.
Yeah.
Devil Jin is getting fucked again. It's just like, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with that character.
Oh man, Jin at the moment is really fucking hard. He's so aggressive in this one. Have you noticed that? Like, he's way more aggressive than what he was.
They're
in 7.
all aggressive.
Oh yeah, I guess so. It's
I
just
swear
like,
that
it's so insane.
There must be a mechanic, because I tell you what, like, you know when you go into a game and usually it starts off quite slow, but the moment a combo like starts for someone, their character's speed, I swear, it triples. Because I'm rolling, like ducking, trying to get up and whatever, and they're just constantly on me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't even get my own hits in, and they go so quick.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me, and I swear there's like a mechanic going off. If they're on a run, the momentum doubles their
If they're
speed.
doing well, slow you down and speed them up.
100%. I know it's probably just me, like
100%.
my perception of
100%.
going.
What I found
haywire.
interesting, I was testing Tekken 8 on the Steam Deck yesterday just to make sure they would work, because I want to try and do this like as remotely as possible. So it's like, this is the only kit we need, you know. But I was testing it, and it set the same settings as what I had on PC on the Steam Deck, so everything was on Ultra.
Okay.
So I started playing, and it obviously couldn't hold 60 FPS on a little fucking handheld thing. So it was all in slow-mo. And I actually found it quite interesting to play, because it was like, everything was so slow. I was just playing arcade, so just against the AI. But like, because it was in slow-mo, you could see the reaction to stuff like a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Like some of the unreactable lows and stuff like that, I was blocking. So it was like things were happening, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like a god in slow-mo.
But you can see everything happening.
Yeah,
before
like
your
literally,
eyes,
and it was really interesting to see like the stuff which you could get hits in, which I didn't think were even possible. Like some of the AI would go for a punch, but then I would do an uppercut after I saw the punch was coming, and my uppercut hit first.
Yeah.
So it's like all that sort of frame data came into it, and like a hell of a lot more than what it usually does for me, because it's so fucking fast.
I suppose it's breaking it down for you, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So it was actually a really fucking helpful learning tool to play in slow-mo. So it was like, oh yeah, and I'm learning that this punch is faster than their punch.
So it's
and
like a
this
regular
kick
thing now.
It could possibly be. I'm saying it's a genuinely, possibly good training method to play the game in slow-mo. Like, in order to do that, you need to have hardware that doesn't run it well enough. Because there's no like, oh, just slow the game down in-game, you know?
So this is only really open to PC players
Yes.
on the basis that you can't de-hardware or like...
So, but like, the method of learning is really good. I think I'm going to just do it all the time now.
The problem is that you'll go into a normal game like, why is everything so fast?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But like, you could learn all of this by studying the frame data and just be like, oh, this is a 10 frame punch versus a 12 frame punch, so I know that this one's going to beat this one or whatever.
I can see the addiction pouring out of
Dude,
you now.
I play Tekken, I come off of Tekken, and then I watch Tekken fights on YouTube. And then I come off of watching Tekken fights on YouTube, and then I'm looking up, like, combos and frame data, and
I honestly expected
genuinely
you to say
it's really
that.
bad.
I go to bed, my partner's asleep, start Tekkening on her just to practice.
I don't know. Right, my brain, I'm playing so much, this is a genuine thing now, I don't know if I should be concerned or not, right? But I'm playing so much Tekken that when I see the side profile of two people like facing each other in a movie or TV, I'm thinking, oh yeah, uppercut and then combo. Like, it's really bad. Like, it instantly my brain just sees like, these two people are going to fight here's the
You're
combos
just
that would be
expecting-
most efficient right now.
Expecting a big versus thing to
yeah,
appear.
yeah, exactly. And it's pretty bad, dude.
I've not experienced that. I'm not sure what it'd be, illusion or sort of a psychotic breakdown.
Yeah, there may be something wrong with my brain going on at the moment. It's not healthy in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, as long as you don't like start fights with people randomly.
I'm play fighting with my girlfriend a hell of a lot more.
Okay, now
I'm like, combo, dish.
this only works if she's like fighting back.
No, she's just stood there like, what the fuck are you doing?
This
like,
is
calm
what
down.
we call abuse, actually. Standard abuse. Just doing like.
I'm pulling out my sword and I'm like, Yoshimitsu!
Then randomly
bad,
putting it away.
Yeah, and then I'm sprouting wings from my back and I'm flying up.
That's something, yeah. I like that design, but it's something that I'm a bit like 50-50 on. Like that concept is on. Like, you know, you mentioned then with Jin. It's with Jin, like all his moves, or some of them sprout like the. The devil wings.
Devil
it's just like
horns and stuff.
electric randomly flying off his back. I'm just a bit like, okay, it was far-fetched to begin with, but now it's like, well, this is like Final Fantasy far-fetched all of a sudden. But
I don't know.
a bit
I really
more
like
to
it.
the extreme.
It builds hype when you're like, I don't know, like, do you watch fights at all on Tekken? Like, do you watch professional fights or anything like that?
So every now and then.
Every now and again.
Again,
like
not to the degree
when
you
you're
do.
watching like a matchup of like two really good players, and then they pull off some like really hype shit that like makes him like sprout wings, and then he hits him, and it's like, yeah, it gets so hyped up. It's fucking awesome. So like I'm all for it.
It's interesting because I don't know. I get
Because it does like
makes it look
it
pretty
kind of
as
does
well,
little like
but
zoom in as well, right? On some of the moves.
That's
like,
the slow mo, isn't it?
No, not even the slow mo. Like Kazuya's, I don't know what his move is, where he just like sort of, and then electric just comes around him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Like it zooms in a little bit. I swear. Like if he hits it zooms in a little bit, like ever so slightly.
I'll have to. I like it zooms in slightly.
I swear it does. It does something.
I'm concerned that you're
Or like
seeing
it frames the screen maybe, or it does some sort of effect that makes it look like, oh, this is hype as shit.
I mean, the electric flying around his body isn't enough.
It's not enough.
It needs
Clearly,
to zoom in. Only about like 2 centimeters though, no more.
it does something, man. I'm telling you, it does.
I'll
It
have to
definitely does
test it, 'cause
something.
they all have moves like that, don't they?
Yeah,
Where, like, they all
yeah.
sort of do like a certain action.
Yeah.
I know King's is he just looks up to the sky slightly.
I love King's just muscle fucking, and just I'll take a punch. I'll take a punch and then I'll come back at you
like-
real quick.
People tense in real life. Things get slightly bigger. His arm turns red. And, like turns like
His
a
entire
massive
body
thing.
goes red, dude.
It's-
Like it's insane.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But that's more the reason why I love. Just because of the silly concept. I'm still not over the fact that it tells you their weight, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like in kilograms, I think it is.
Yeah.
And I converted that. And it's like King weighs 25 stone of pure muscle. I'm like, that is an accomplished.
Maybe his mask is made of lead or something. You know,
That's even more of an lead mask.
lead mask with
That's
fur
like
on it.
massive risk of lead poisoning there, but that
Yeah.
doesn't stop it.
Maybe King is Iron King.
Iron. That's probably what Armor King's got such beef with.
Oh yeah, Armor King. Sorry, not Iron King. Back in it.
They need to bring him back. They still haven't announced the fourth character, so
I never really played. I've never really played King that much. So was Armor King the same sort of moves as King?
genuinely can't remember.
Can't remember.
The problem is
Was he in 7? He was in 7.
He was in 7. He was
Yeah.
a DLC.
Oh right.
But
Okay.
the problem that I haven't gone back to 7, and we really joined Tekken, I guess, again. So I think I had it when I was a kid up to like Tekken 5.
Yeah,
then
I mean,
sort of
yeah, we
took
should
a
probably talk about like Tekken was definitely part of both of our childhoods quite a bit, right?
Yes.
Like I played Tekken 1, 2, 3, and probably dropped off around 4.
Did you play 1?
Yeah.
I never played 1. You
Did
see.
you not? No, yeah, I played 1. I'm pretty sure it was 1 that I was going around. I was really young. I was going around my neighbour's house. I would literally just knock on his door and be like, "Oh, is Thingy?" I can't even remember his name now. I was so young. Is Thingy like coming out to play or whatever? You know, like
I thought you were just going to say
previous to back in the day before people had mobiles, and you would have to go see them.
Yeah.
So I would like turn up at this guy's house. And I would just literally like knock his door and be like, "Oh, is he coming out to play or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh no, he's playing on his console upstairs. You can come in if you want." And then I would go in, and he would be playing on his PlayStation, playing Tekken. So then we would have fights then, just playing Tekken, and then that's where my like input into Tekken came in.
My concern when you were telling me that story then was that you went, "Oh yeah," so I'd go around my neighbours and be like, "Whoa." I was like, "Do you just start hitting him like Tekken style, beating up your neighbour as a child?"
I mean, I remember specifically him getting like salty with me. Because I was
a term, isn't it?
Yeah, like that wasn't even a term back then, I guess, right? I don't even know where salty came from, but anyway. But yeah, he would get like salty with me when I beat him, and he would like genuinely get quite angry with me, and then we would stop playing, and then we would go outside.
Go outside. We'll do this side on.
Dude, like this. We would go outside, and then we had this insane neighbor just in the corner of this like cul-de-sac type thing, and this child was fucking mad. Like his parents clearly didn't give a shit about this kid, and he was just like sledgehammering the front wall of their house and like throwing bricks and stuff. This kid was mad, like genuinely insane. But yeah, we would have to we would come out the cul-de-sac and he was there just like always just doing some shit in the corner.
Well, I love it's like for you to go, yeah, he was mad, he was just sledge breaking shit. You were fucking spinning kicking people in your living room, destroying things.
No. Take that back. I was not destroying things. There was nothing destroyed. I was just doing like 360 kicks off of the sofa while my mum was trying to watch the news or the weather.
It's going to be sunny tomorrow.
Yeah, wow, I did this, Mum, and it was amazing. And it went in slow mo, and it was like there was a replay, and it was awesome.
So
that's one thing that Tekken doesn't have now is the replays.
Does it not?
No, it just goes slow mo for the last hit, doesn't it? Whereas like back in Tekken 1, 2, and 3,
they had it in 3.
It definitely had it in 3, where it would cut back a replay to show the last few hits or whatever.
That's interesting though. Would you prefer the replay or the slow-mo effect?
I really like the slow-mo effect.
Especially
when you both miss.
Yeah.
It goes slow-mo and then you're both just doing a move that completely whiffs.
There's no slow speed up, it's just straight back into
it.
If you're not
exactly.
ready, you sort of messed up.
Yeah.
I try to think when I first started playing Tekken, it was definitely Tekken 2. It wasn't number 1, I know that much, because I remember I don't have a memory of when we first got the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I remember having a Mega Drive though.
Yeah,
and at some point we switched.
Interestingly, my grandparents had a Mega Drive.
No,
but it was it was for me.
Okay.
But it stayed over their house. So they had the console or any sort of gaming type thing before I had it in my house.
So hold on to that thought, because they did a similar thing with me, but not with the Mega Drive.
Right.
Anyway, so the PlayStation 1 appeared, and it must have been the case that you get free games. I don't know, you do now. I think you have to pay more for it though. But you used to just get the console, and it was you get 2 games or a game with it. Otherwise, it'd be fucking pointless having it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the ones we had were Crash Bandicoot and Tekken 2.
Nice.
And I remember
amazing games.
I remember Tekken 2 because I played a lot with my dad.
Yeah.
And he really liked Heihachi and Jack.
Nice.
Nice. I think he just associated with Heihachi because he was older than me. I was a kid, and he was just
you need a beating, son.
But that's Heihachi's motto, isn't it? I'm surprised my dad didn't find a clip after playing that game. There's no weaklings in this family. But that's definitely my memory. But then my dad sort of dropped off of it a bit, weirdly, in Tekken 2.
So did you... Because you played all of them, right? Because I played 4 just going over my friend's house. I never owned 4, 5, or 6.
So, yes. I've not owned the PlayStation portable ones or anything like that. But I've not owned them consecutively either. So, for example, I owned, well, aside from one, I haven't actually played one, I don't think, to the best
Well, you
of my
played
knowledge.
it now. We played it.
That was Tekken 2.
Oh, was it?
That was number 2, yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
So Tekken 1, like Kazuya is like the main character. But
Yeah.
in 2, it's Heihachi.
Mm.
Anyway, so definitely Tekken 2, 3, and 4, and Tekken Tag.
Yeah, I had Tekken Tag.
Played those consecutively. 5, I think I did. And then 6, I definitely didn't. There was like, it came out, and I think I got it when it was cheap, sort of thing. It wasn't like...
Well, you played it, though.
I
Because I don't
played
think
it,
I
yeah.
played 6 at all.
And 7, the first time I played that was, weirdly, when I bought it with you.
Yeah.
Well, I bought it for when you were coming over or something like that. And that was the first time that I had played 7. So, like, I wouldn't say I eagerly waited for them to come out.
No, yeah.
It was definitely just when they were cheap, I guess.
Yeah.
Towards the later.
Yeah,
Tekken
yeah.
8.
Tekken 8.
We knew was coming out.
Yeah, we got into Tekken 7 pretty much, didn't we?
And then
we were
we
playing
found
Tekken
out
7 quite a bit, and then Tekken 8 was coming out, and then we both got pretty hyped around Tekken 8.
And I remember buying Tekken 8. So you've obviously got the PC, I've got it on PS5, where I ordered them. I wanted the hard copy because I'm a bit. I like having the physical things.
Yeah,
as a
it is
collection.
nice. Yeah.
But I remember pre-ordering it from a shop in the car park because it was like, oh yeah, they're flying out. And I was like, oh, I'm going to pre-order it here then. And like the shop opened, he was like, I had this pre-ordered like 10 minutes ago. and
Like,
they would have collected it there.
Why
and then.
didn't you just walk in and buy it?
Because I didn't want to be, and I know I'm exaggerating, like, not exaggerating, I was just overthinking it.
You're right.
Where I'm like, I don't want to go in there and be like, oh yeah, we've got copies, they're all booked.
Well,
or
what would that give you? Like shame?
Just sheer disappointment that I didn't get it.
So you wanted the disappointment in the car park so no one would see you cry.
Exactly. And I remember the guy giving it to me going, you were here quick. It's almost like he knew I was waiting weirdly.
See, I feel like that was probably more weird.
My brain wasn't really thinking straight. I just wanted to get a copy.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those purchases. I don't really buy games when they come out brand new. I usually wait a little bit to see how people react to them. And unless it's obviously like a major release that I'm invested in.
Yeah.
I like to get a reaction out of people first to see how they've taken to it.
Yeah.
But this, I really enjoyed 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, we joined 7 predominantly at the end, the very end.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then so it must have been like in November or October 23, and then obviously
No,
23.
we definitely played it like earlier than that.
No, I couldn't have been.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
I didn't,
definitely.
Well, it was a very short time, and then 8 came out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and we both got really into 8. Like, literally, I came over and we just played through the entire campaign.
the best. We got to highlight the best bit of that campaign, and you know exactly what moment I'm referring to.
Oh, with King.
That one moment.
See, I didn't even get that in my playthrough.
That's because you didn't dominate with King like I did.
I guess that must have been
Never
some
have
sort
I
of...
seen a war zone happen. So spoilers, I guess, if you haven't played the Tekken 8 story, but a war zone where a wrestler arrives and everyone's like, is that King?
Is
What
King?
can I say? King. And I'm like, they all got like machine
You
guns.
start fighting as King, and then everyone around you is just going, King, King, King.
It's like suplexing someone with a machine gun.
With people shooting at him. People
that's-
shooting him, and you're just suplexing him around.
And then it gets even crazier because then like Steve's there, isn't he? They're like shooting him, he's like dodging them, and you're like, oh,
it's so
just-
absolute
there's
and
so
ridiculous.
slow bullets going on.
Yeah.
But that is the highlight of the moment.
Yeah.
More than the was it the classic Japanese screams where someone gets punched and like "Rah!" Just that one sheer moment of King.
So that moment for you beats the final fight with Kazuya and Jin.
I really enjoyed the final fight.
The final fight
like,
was so good.
I think it's 2 different kinds of feelings. Like you're getting so like that King moment really hypes you for the rest of it almost because you're just like there's a lot going on here, and when you see like that and your favorite character's getting pumped like that, you're like, oh, I feel good inside. And then at the end, the fight, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's in a different sense. It's really good.
Yeah,
but
I loved that final fight. That final fight was so just everything about it was so hype.
It's when he does that classic. So on Tekken 3, the logo is him like doing something to his gauntlet, and then he does that again. This is Jin now, and then the electric starts, and then the like classic, like it's like a rock music song, isn't it? In the
it's
background,
so
you're just
good.
like
It's so hyped up.
somebody's getting a can of ass,
and then you're just on a rock that is flying up into space.
I think it's landed by this point in all fairness, which again is crazy.
And then there's like tornadoes and stuff in the background and huge waves. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
So yeah, and obviously that is a really hype moment. Something as well as there's 2 endings, isn't there?
Yeah, that's. I haven't actually seen the other one.
I've only got the good one.
Yeah, no.
I'm not
so
prepared,
Kazuya wins for the other ending. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen that either.
But I'm all Team Jin. Like 100%. Like
I really like Kazuya though. Kazuya's so good.
he's the classic though, isn't he? Like
Yeah.
I swear his voice has not been replaced since like Tekken 4 maybe, or Tekken 5.
Well, when we looking this up before, like it was.
The King has no voice actor.
No,
which
it
isn't
was
true,
like
I reckon.
Harada, the like creator guy of
Oh, he does
Tekken.
lore.
He does lore.
He
That's
does
it.
the lore noises.
Yeah, from like Tekken 1.
And I feel like there'd be a lot of racial stigma, perhaps, with the way that's done, because it's a bit excessive over the top.
A lot of the characters are massively excessive.
Then with the creator doing it, and you're just like, oh well, he's done it. It's fine.
Harada don't give a shit, man. Harada does what Harada
It's
does.
just like insane. And then like you hear Law speak, and you're like, that's
I hate
not-
rich people.
Not how it's like sort of done.
It's fucking insane. Like the entire story and premise of it is madness.
So the
but
big,
it's so good.
we should probably mention the biggest disappointment with the voice acting as well. There's one character.
Oh, with Steve.
Yeah. So being from like the UK as well.
Yeah, I
they
know.
They didn't even pick the classic London accent. They picked a weird adaptation of it.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
is a
just
bit odd.
really disappointing.
Yeah, he is a bit annoying to listen to.
Guess
Which is like I don't know. But why did they change him anyway?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I maybe they couldn't get the original guy in, or two.
Yeah.
Or I don't know why they changed it.
It's a bit weird that they
But,
just changed it. But
I think I'd like to see a different UK accent. I wouldn't mind seeing a Scottish one, weirdly. I
just
think
a
that'd be
Scottish
a
character.
Scottish fighting character, yeah.
That would be fun.
Something a bit different, because we always see people from London. Like, it's not the UK, it's just one place.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see another side of it, really.
Because there's multiple of like the same country, right?
Well, there's a lot of Japanese characters.
There's a lot of
based- it's a
Japanese, but that makes
game.
sense. So, but are they like multiple of like
2 Americans,
Poland or American or whatever?
3 Americans.
It's 3 Americans.
Is Brian American? Because you got Paul and Law, which are American.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which is another thing. So that's an American making those crazy noises.
Yeah,
when it comes
true.
to Law.
That's true.
I'm trying to think what else is there. There's King is Mexican. I know that.
Yeah.
And obviously Xiaoyu is Chinese.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else is there. Victor, classic French.
Victor, oh my
Oh,
god,
it's
Victor!
just-
I can't stand Victor. I really don't like him at all.
But it's just that, like, he's playing into the over the top, isn't it, with his teleporting and
Yeah, I
fucking
don't like any of the
pistols
characters
and
that
things like that.
teleport. Really, I say as a Yoshimitsu
Yeah,
main.
classic thing is teleporting, especially when he sits
Yeah.
down and spins, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
At least Victor's is like technology based.
But yeah, I don't like any of the teleporting ones. It's hard to react to when they just literally disappear in front of you.
No, it's not the reaction; it's the like after image. So you throw a punch, and you know when they're flashing because they've just moved, and you're like, it should hit them,
Yeah.
but it's not, because like they haven't finished teleporting, but they've disappeared.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 or 3 frames where they're not actually there almost.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. But I don't
a
see
bit.
I don't see a lot of Victor players. I don't see a lot of as I've seen her either. I see a lot of Reina. Reina's really popular, but I feel like she's no longer going to be popular when Heihachi comes out.
Yeah, so he's obviously the new character coming out at the moment.
Yeah.
So October, I think he's due to come out.
Oh, they've given a date, have they?
I think I've seen someone mention
okay.
October, but
I'm
well,
hyped
it's
for
fall,
Heihachi
isn't
to
it?
come
So
back.
it's
Yeah.
going to be either September, October, or November. But
Yeah, I don't know if everyone playing Reina is playing Reina because they usually play Heihachi, or
it's interesting.
they're playing Reina because like she's the new character and she's kind of fun to play.
But
I don't like playing her because she's spinning around like a madman too much.
she's open a lot of the time.
Yeah, she is open a lot.
But she's got and something I figured out when I started playing with her is she's got quite some basic combos for beginners almost.
Right.
Like Victor has, like you just press triangle and forward.
Yeah,
like,
literally just mash triangle.
And that is like a lengthy combo. Reina's not far off different.
Really?
Yeah, which I thought was quite surprising. They're predictable combos, but they're like beginner friendly.
Yeah.
So it's like an entryway into that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about Heihachi returning again.
The Heihachi is alive.
Again. On the trailer, they releases.
Have you seen the of Harada going, Heihachi is 100% dead?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. But like, what I love is that they've released him as a DLC. And at the very end of the trailer, it's the biggest grin on his face. Like, we knew what we were doing with this guy.
Yeah, we knew how to make sales for the season pass.
I think he looks younger in it as well.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, because he's confirmed that he's dead, but Heihachi's back. But is there,
more
like
to the
King
story.
2 kind of thing, you know? Or, trying to think,
Heihachi's face is actually a mask and you just put it on someone else.
No, obviously, King, the first King died, then they got King 2 or whatever. They did the same with Kuma. Kuma died. Then there's Kuma 2.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Heihachi?
Oh, it's interesting.
Is he even considered as, Heihachi 2 at the moment, or 3, considering that he's already dead, died multiple times?
It'll be Heihachi 5 at this point,
yeah,
surely.
I don't know. But
I mean, there's that one guy, the character Raven, who's always declaring he's dead, but he's not. He's not very good at his job, apparently.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know. Yeah, I'm interested to see it anyway. But it's still I haven't bought any of the DLC characters, so I don't know. Do they have storylines? They're supposed to have it, right? I don't know.
And this was the big thing with Eddie when they released it. Was there's a huge story chunk of it going to be added almost.
Right.
I don't actually know if that's been added yet.
Yeah.
They've just gone straight onto the online aspect and ignored the story since finishing it.
Pretty much.
But there's obviously more of Heihachi, and I don't know if there's more with Lydia. I think there is.
There is. That's out currently.
Lydia's out. I don't think the story for her is out, but I don't think the story for Eddie is out either. But the problem is I don't own the characters like you, so I can't.
I don't own them.
That's what I said. I don't own them like you. Sorry.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
So I can't run them through story or anything like that. But
when Heihachi comes out, are you going to get him straight away?
No, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So there's obviously there's a fourth character.
Yeah.
And there's
you just want to know who it is.
There's a lot of speculation on who it could be.
What's that?
I've seen a lot of people now. You might have seen the opposite, but I've seen a lot of rumors. So it could be all bullshit for all I know. Yeah. Of Tifa Lockhart being the fourth character.
There's no way. There's no way that Tifa is going to be fourth character DLC.
It wouldn't shock me.
It would be fun. I would love it. There's no way.
You say it's not, but then did you see some of the DLC characters in 7?
Yeah, Final Fantasy has been in it before.
There was also that guy from The Walking Dead in
Noctis, right?
Yeah. Was it Negan? I don't watch it.
Yeah.
So he was in it. So they're not adverse to making or bringing in...
Yeah, but would they do that in the first season, final character?
I think if they're going to do it, it would probably be best to do it now on the basis that Rebirth has been out and obviously has gone through that stage. It's quite big.
Would they be more interested in releasing Tifa if they did Tifa when the third one came out? Because I'm going to assume that they're going to be supporting Tekken 8 for quite a while now.
Yeah, the problem is the length of time between those games.
Yeah.
So they could have... what's the distance between Remake and Rebirth? 4 years? 3 years?
I don't know.
4 years. It came out in 2019, I think.
2020 is when Remake came out.
No, it came out before.
No.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I played it during
lockdown. 4 years between it.
Yeah.
I just can see them being kind of at the end of Tekken 8 by that point.
Yeah,
surely.
Probably. I don't know.
It wouldn't be the sign that Tekken 9 is going to come out anytime soon, but I think they go, right, we're done with Tekken 8 for the moment. They're going to work on the new one, or the next project, whatever they're doing. So I've seen a lot of people comment and rumours about it. So
no way. There's no way.
Yeah, okay, right. You say there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way. Right.
Okay, we had the maker of Tekken less than a year ago. Heihachi is 100% dead. 9 months later, he's back. So you say no way. You can't say that because they just unpredictable. They're a bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
So
I just don't see it happening.
But to round it off, I want to see what the fourth character is because you can.
So you want to see what the fourth character is, and then you're gonna buy all 4.
Well, you can buy the upgrade, can't you, on the like edition you've got. So I would probably do that.
And get all 4 of them.
And there's like a bit extra, isn't there, again?
Yeah.
But something they really need to introduce is more maps, I think, or more arenas.
Yeah, they do need to do more arenas.
Stop.
So it wasn't too first on the beach one. It's a bit boring.
It's not even new. It was there to begin with. Like, it was just on the Tekken beach ball game, which I don't know anyone.
There's not much added there, really, is there?
So they could do, and I think they need to get out of this habit of like they'll have an arena or an area or map, and it's like, oh, this is the city map, and then the next map to it is the city at night map, and it's just like I feel like Into the Stratosphere has got like 3, I think it is. You got
there's 3 very similar ones.
Yeah, and you're just like, that's the same map. Yeah. It's just that rock isn't landed, sort of thing. It's all a bit, I don't want to say wishy-washy, because I'm sure it takes a lot of time to build and develop, but I think...
I don't know about that beach one. they just took the fucking beach ball and then they put a fence around it. Yeah,
essentially, yeah. I'm pretty sure that fence was there to begin with. So I think they could really do us adding some more.
Some more maps would be nice.
That's like in Tekken 7 they had, I think it's called Infinite Azura or something like that. Whereas
I like that for practicing.
There's no boundaries.
Yeah. What I have found though, what's the map with the big like tree in the background that Jin goes in during the story?
Oh, it's like Yakushima or
something like that. Like that is close to as infinite as you need for practicing, so I'm okay with that one now.
It's still limited though, isn't it?
It is limited. You can get to the edge, but it's like 3 combos away.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but in like a ranked match or in a casual match, it's amazing how much you move around the area.
Yeah, true. I'm definitely not getting to that wall very often in a normal game. Unless I'm like actively trying to get them there.
With King, he's got like that throw move, which does cover a lot of ground. You can obviously spin it whichever way you want.
Yeah.
Which is super useful. If there's a wall there, you should just throw them into it and then grab them again instantly.
Oh god. So, okay.
Yeah.
I think we should start wrapping up. It's come up to an hour. How are you feeling about the 1-1? Are you ready for battling? Who are you going to choose? Is it King?
I think I'm going to go with, I can never pronounce her name wrong, Asuka.
I might go Kuma. I've been playing a lot of Kuma.
But you know that's a bad matchup, those two. I don't think you've beaten me as Asuka with Kuma yet.
That's very true. Maybe I'll stick with Yoshi then.
I thought you were going to go Nina.
I could go Nina.
Because
I haven't played Nina in a little while now though. It's been a few weeks since I played Nina.
All that addiction's failed you in some area, hasn't it? I know.
So maybe I'm going to risk it and I'm going to go Kuma.
Should we set things up?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay then.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight. Fight. Final round. Fight. You
喧
win.
嘩ばっかりしたらあかんで。ほなまたな。